Yo, what is up? It's Chris X First. Now we're doing a different kind of video today. We're going to be going over the patch notes because they are fucking huge. Alright, so I'm going to just jump right into it because I can't wait. I'm ecstatic right now. It's 3 in the morning. Um, they are fixing the hitbox and the hurtbox in this game. Now if you're unfamiliar with what that means or you're a casual player, basically, let me explain it like this. I missed because this is my hurt box and this is my hit box. I missed, but in the game Multiverses that we've all been playing, sometimes you would miss and I would still get hurt. Basically that's the easiest way I can explain it. So this is a huge update. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. Alright, so I opened up Twitter. Shout out my boy Bugsy. Love him. This is the hurt box before the update. As you can see on my cursor, you would get hit if you got hit right where my cursor's at, but now they are fixing it to where it is exactly your body, how it should be, and it's going to make the gameplay feel less chunky, less bullshit sometimes. It's going to make things feel fair, and in my eyes, before this update, the only thing that was separating Super Smash Bros, Brawlhalla, and all the other platform fighters was the hitbox and hurtbox in multiverses was shit, man. Everybody knows it. All the pros know it. The casuals know it. It just felt bad. But enough about the hitbox, hurtbox. Let's get into these nerfs. So starting off, Arya. Arya is receiving a huge nerf. They're saying that they're removing the vacuum effect that follows up, making the combo feel true when it's not. So after this update, you should be able to dodge out of the Arya up special. You should be able to DI out of it, which is amazing because it was never a true combo. If you would test it in the lab, it was always they just stayed in it, and that's what made Arya broken. So this is gonna make Arya players use a lot more skill when they play. It's gonna make the games feel smoother. It's just a great nerf. So surprisingly, Batman. I made a video on Batman 2 videos ago. I said that Batman was S tier in solos. I don't know why they're buffing him. Obviously, my opinion is not valid. Yes, I compete in tournaments. Yes, I consider myself a good player, but I'm no pro player. I'm not a tier list maker. But I'm surprised Batman is getting a buff. This is confusing to me because Batman feels good. His battering's already broken. So I don't think he needs grounded attack buffs. I don't understand why they did that, but finally Batman got a buff, I guess. Moving on to the thing everybody on Twitter or Multiverse is worried about, Bugs Bunny. Instead of fixing Bugs Bunny's loop, what they decided to do was fuck nerfing his infinite combo. We're just gonna nerf every single air attack this guy's got. I feel bad for the Bugs players out there. I don't personally play Bugs at all. I've never made a video on him. I find Bugs boring, but this should dwindle out all the Bugs mains. I don't think there will be a lot of people maining Bugs anymore unless they have a draw to that character. I don't think he's nerfed to the floor, but I definitely think this might bump him down to B tier or A tier. We're just gonna have to see how it plays out, but nerfing everything, including his weight, all his air attacks, it's gonna feel bad, man. Some reason Finn meta's back, I guess. They decided to buff Finn. Shout out Nicky Licks. I had a good set with him in a tournament. I know he is the #1 Finn main in the world. I'm hyped for him. I seen him getting all hype on Twitter about it. I'm fine with the Finn meta, man. It never bothered me. I know his backpack was a vacuum, but now that the hitbox, hurtbox system is changing, I don't see these Finn buffs being too crazy like they used to be because, like I was saying, the backpack used to pull you in, but now that they're fixing the hitbox and the hurtbox situation, I think this is great for the meta. I think it's getting rid of the projectile meta, and I'm all for it, man. Garnet got some buffs. I'm not going to go too crazy into it because I don't play Garnet. I don't think there's a lot of Garnet mains out there, but basically, she got buffed. Woohoo. Shout out my boy Manly. He's a Harley main. He's my duo. This is actually crazy. It doesn't look a lot on paper. It's only 2 buffs. They look relatively small, but trust me, tomorrow this is going to be crazy. So for some reason, they decided to give her a movement speed buff. Now, Harley's an assassin. She runs you down. She fucking baseball bat, infinite combos your shit. Nothing you can do to get out of it most of the time. And the only reason you win against Harley is because of her weight. But now they're removing 5% additional damage taken. So indirectly, they gave her a weight buff. This is a big deal. I think Harley is a threat. I think she always was a threat. I think it was just her weight that was holding her back. So we're gonna see how much this 5% additional damage works. I mean, hopefully she can live longer, eat a couple more hits. Um, and this movement speed, man, this is gonna be crazy. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but these numbers, just wait until you get in the lab tomorrow. I'm gonna skip past Iron Giant. If you main Iron Giant, fuck you. Jake, I'm a Jake hater. All these nerfs and changes sound great to me. I wish they would nerf his forward air a little bit more. It doesn't seem like they changed it a bunch. They added some end lag, startup lag, but I just don't like Jake. All right, so going into LeBron, I'm actually ecstatic about this LeBron buff. Um, so I main Tom and Jerry, and that's really it. But I have a pocket LeBron that I've been saving just in case he got a buff. So I'm definitely going to make a video once I hit tier 50 with the Robin skin. Um, I think this is crazy. I don't think he needed a buff. I think he was just outplayed by other characters. But it seems like his pick rate was really low. So maybe they're buffing him so that more people will pick him and play him. Um, Regardless, all these ball buffs and whatnot, it just sounds great to me, man. I can't wait to make a video on him. We're gonna skip a couple characters like Morty. I don't really understand what all these changes do. He has more changes than he does buffs. um, I can't really speak on how the changes are gonna go, so we're just gonna see tomorrow. Hopefully these go good for all the Morty mains. I think Morty is a bit underpowered in this current patch. So hopefully this goes good for all the Morty mains. I think he needs a buff, a change, he needs something. And hopefully this goes good. Now Shaggy. Everybody fucking hates Shaggy. I don't know what it is about Shaggy. Sidekick. They reduced his weight. They reduced his rage sandwich so that it counts as a heavy projectile. That means it cannot be reflected, but I don't really know what that changes, to be honest. It's at the top of the patch notes. I personally didn't read it. I think getting away from the Shaggy spam meta is actually perfect because this week he was free and there were Shaggies everywhere. Um, Sidekick here, sidekick there, fly off the map, not 100% knockback. It's a brutal meta, man. Moving into Superman, unfortunately, Superman did not get the nerf that I wanted. I personally think Superman is stupid. His command grabs are lame. The fact that he can cheese you and kill you on 15% sometimes, it's just not fun to fight against. I was hoping he would get some kind of dodge nerf. If you don't know, Superman has the widest dodge in the game. For some reason, he's a tank. I guess he needs it because he's slow, but Superman just pisses me off. Now moving into the Taz buffs, this whole patch was basically around Gizmo, Garnet, and Taz. Now Garnet and Taz are the two least picked characters in this game, so these buffs hopefully won't take him back to how he was when the game first dropped. If you remember, Taz was broken. Taz could just tornado anybody, he'd spin around like a crackhead, and he was annoying. So hopefully these buffs will take him a little bit up, but not to the point where he was when the game first came out, because that was annoying. Into the Tom and Jerry. Fortunately, these nerfs don't look too bad. I do agree with them. His down air, his frying pan, was a little bit too strong. It was too forgiving. It didn't have really any end lag on it, so you could use the frying pan in disadvantage, advantage, on stage, off stage, in the air. It didn't really matter. So I think adding these three end lag frames is gonna make us Tom and Jerry mains use our frying pan more effectively, how it should be used off stage. And with this HitBox, Hurtbox change, this is actually crucial because the frying pan was actually a broken move. It would drag people in. Sometimes you would hit somebody with the frying pan that wasn't even in the vicinity of you, and it would just connect. Um, I've been saying this for a while over on my Twitch. I stream every day. I play Tom and Jerry every day. I believe his down air is too strong for a mage. He has one of the best down airs in the game for coverage. So this nerf was needed, but it's not going to stop Tom and Jerry mains from being Tom and Jerry. So this is a good change. I wouldn't even call it a nerf, more of a change. And I think it's great. Velma got nerfed once again, just like Iron Giant. Fuck Velma mains. Her movement speed got buffed, her weight got reduced. All of this just sounds great to me. I think Velma is annoying, but what's strange is now she calls in the Mystery Inc. gang van instead of the police. So I think that is a huge content update. I think that was just like a little throw in. I think that's sick. And this Wonder Woman nerf right here, moving on, this is crazy because Wonder Woman is classified as a tank, but she is the 4th fastest character in this game. Could be wrong on that. She might be the 5th or 6th, but reducing her movement speed is needed. She shouldn't be that fast. She shouldn't be that heavy. Even though she is a tank, she doesn't have the build to be heavy, you know. They did change her ground attack and her air neutral special. Her lasso is no longer classified as a projectile. Funny thing, I don't have a clip of it. I already checked while I was editing this. You could reflect her lasso with Tom and Jerry's racket. I don't know why you could do it. I found it out in the lab going against a Wonder Woman who was lassoing. I was trying to test out the range on the lasso. I used my tennis racket. It reflected it. I think this is good for Wonder Woman. It's a nice little change. I think the movement speed and the weight nerf were needed. She was too fast and too heavy, and she was all around a threat. And if you ran into a good Wonder Woman this patch, you know what I'm talking about. Now, of course, Gizmo is released today. I'm going to be dropping a Gizmo video later today. He's a support character from what we've heard on Twitter, and hopefully he's fun. I don't see myself maining Gizmo, but I am going to post a video on him for all y'all Gizmo mains out there. So make sure to tune into that later today. And that basically wraps up today's patch. Now, this HitBox Hurtbox update is absolutely crucial for the game. I can't wait to see how it plays out. It's going to feel like a whole new game. I think this was the best update this game has ever had and will ever have for a long time. It's going to change everything. And without further ado, I ain't got nothing else to talk about with this patch. I'm going to take my ass to bed so I can wake up early in the morning, get this Gizmo content out, and test this new update. See ya later.